The arts community has been in the shadows for quite some time, until one poet decided to put it in the spotlight. I'm Markel Collins, right here in Las Vegas' downtown arts district, and I have a story for you about the rising poetry community.
Spotlight Poetry actually started off just pure coincidence by the universe. I had just recently came back from the Women of the World Poetry Slam, and while I was out there, I was so inspired that I manifested. I was like, listen, universe, whatever is my next step, whatever is my next challenge, like I'm ready for it. And 2 days later, I was just walking on the street, and the owner at a venue called Level 1 saw me outside and was like, hey, you want to check it out? And we're like, oh, I see you're doing poetry. And he was like, I need a host for poetry.
Spotlight Poetry has been on the rise in Las Vegas over the past year. They have curated a diverse group of poets within the community. They even had an opportunity to go on a West Coast tour to places like Reno, San Francisco, and San Diego.
So we were in preparation for that tour since January for the team. We were in rehearsals for about 6 months, 5 to 6 months. And that was a major challenge for me personally in my career, because that was the first time I ever gone on tour. And on top of that, that was my first time ever planning a tour. And, you know, not just planning a tour for myself, but for 10 other bodies included in that, trying to locate what open mics we can go to, what slams we can compete in. And I'm really happy to say that it was a very successful tour.
Successful is exactly what that tour was, as the Spotlight team not only represented, but brought back multiple pieces of hardware to Vegas.
We brought home, I think, 2 regional trophies for Las Vegas, which was really dope. We took home one from Visalia, and we took home the one for the state from Reno. Love Reno, love them, but you know, we had to represent Las Vegas and take home that trophy for us.
While Spotlight is still in its early stages, they have big goals and aspirations. They are bringing poets and writers alike closer together, and they are hoping to help minority poets in the long term.
I definitely have dreams of Spotlight becoming an official publishing house. I would love for us to be able to help poets get published, especially minority poets as well. That's kind of the whole reason I curated the Young Gifted and Black anthology, because statistically there's such a low number of young Black artists actually getting published in the publishing world. And so I know it may seem minuscule, but to start here within our community, like that's where we start to change. So that's kind of where I see Spotlight in the next couple of years.